You're in tune to Out of Lives. www.outoflives.net.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome to the Out of Lives podcast. I am Scott Sedman and today I'm joined by the Queen of Indies herself, Lucy Earwood.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It's good to have you back. It's been a while. It's been a long day without you, my friend. Yes, to quote that song from Fast and Furious 7. And also with me is Ross Miller.
Hello, how we doing?
I'm good, man, I'm good. It's finally good to have you back on.
Yay! Let's hope that my internet holds out and...
Yeah. You were technically here for a little bit of last week's episode as well, I mean...
Yeah, I was, yeah.
And then tragically got hit by a car.
In my living room.
It was violent.
Oh. Yeah,
Only in Scotland could that happen.
No, it can pretty much happen anywhere. Also, what's weird is I'm in a flat, so I'm 2 stories up.
That's a great visual image. Well, at least they weren't drunk driving. I mean...
No, they were.
Oh, they were? Ah. Anything
How do you think they ended up in my living room? No one's sober if you end up 2 stories up in a car.
You have a point. They could have thought it was a drive-through and they could have been high. But then again, they wouldn't be sober if they were high. Interesting thought to ponder as we go into our highlights of the week. Ross has had an eventful week, so we'll start with you, Ross.
Okay, so my highlight of the week is... what's it called? I always get this date wrong. 11/22/63.
And what's it about?
It's a James Franco's in it.
Oh, very nice.
And basically he walks through a cafe door and ends up back in 1960. And the whole point of it is that he's trying to stop Kennedy's assassination. Interesting.
And is it like him trying to stop Kennedy's assassination ends up assassinating Kennedy? Or is that just like the whole plot is stopping this assassination, not just the first episode?
Yeah, like the first 2 episodes that I've seen of it, he has just went back because it's 1960. He's obviously got to wait there for 3 years.
Right.
So he's setting up for it, but he's betting, so he's got all the boxing results and things like that, and he's betting to get money and try to fly under the radar and things like that. But whenever he changes something, history tries to write itself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's really, really good.
And has it explained how he ended up back in the past, or is that going to be another big part of the series?
Well, no, it does. We know how he gets back to the past. You don't know why. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, the mechanics of it, but he literally walks through a door and he's in 1960.
Interesting. It's based off a book, isn't it? Or am I thinking of something
Stephen King.
Well, there you go. Hopefully it won't do what Under the Dome did and then make so many more series and just ignore whatever was set up.
I don't think you can with this.
Really?
Well, the whole point of this is to stop
the assassination. Yeah, but I mean, you could go to other time zones and historical events.
Really, the door only seems to take you back to that one particular point in time.
Well.
As far as I can see, is the best that I'm guessing from the first 2 episodes, but really, it's a bit of a mindfuck, but it's really, really enjoyable.
Is it going to be better than the Man in High Castle, which I couldn't get into?
I really enjoyed
it. I know you and Dave did, but I just couldn't get into it. It's better?
I at the moment, it's up there.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll definitely try and check it out.
And Franco's a great actor, so...
Oh, of course. Gotta love a bit of Franco in your life. And with that, Lucy, what's your highlight of the week?
Well, I've just finished SteamWorld Heist today. That's taken up my time for, at least the last week. It's a really good game. It's, I'm sure everyone knows about SteamWorld Dig. Scott, you said... you love that on 3DS.
I love Dig. It was so fun.
Yeah, it's one of those games that is just so addictive, and you can just play for hours. And this is the same SteamWorld Heist. I mean, it's already done commercially better than SteamWorld Dig already for Image and Form. They're a really nice developer as it is, so I'm happy for them. But anyone who likes turn-based strategy games should really pick it up. I mean, it's coming to different consoles like Xbox and PS4, etc. Soon enough. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's got about 13 hours of gameplay, and if you like hard difficulty, pick it up because you can change the difficulty before each level from casual to veteran, and yeah, it's really enjoyable. Definitely pick it up on your console of choice.
Awesome. Can't wait. Definitely going to pick it up. And yeah, like you said, the people at Image Form are very nice people.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Yeah. And my highlight of the week is again Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth, the JRPG I can just not get enough of. I'm madly in love with that game, and it's even better now because come tomorrow or yesterday, whenever you're hearing this, the new DLC's out. It adds 7 more Digimon, which gives you burst modes, and I'm so excited for that. And it's really nerdy, and none of you two will care.
Nope.
but I'm so excited, and it's just going to have more longevity to the game. I'm 60 hours in now, 60 plus, and I'm not even like at chapter 10 of the game. I'm so fascinated, and I think the main contributor to that is just the fact that I'm actually using my PlayStation Vita to play it. So in between lessons, when I have a spare 30 minutes or something, I'll just be grinding away, which makes the grinding process like more fun, if that makes sense. Because like normally, if you were just sat down doing the same thing over and over again, it'd get repetitive. But when I can just sit down in the pub in between my lessons or something, and then just do a couple of quick fights, which, you know what I mean. Yeah. It's like just checking your emails or something. It's really simple, and I think that's what's really helping me enjoy the game, which is cool. So hopefully we'll get more Digimon games soon. It was the best selling game on the Vita in February, I believe. So that's good news.
Also, not hard to achieve if you're on Vita.
Lucy, let's not take away from it. Let's not take away from it.
Sorry.
Yeah, and with that, we'll go to the download.
The download.
In the news this week, well, as we now do, we all have a little bit of news to bring to the table, and I think the biggest news that we have, at least from an industry-wide standpoint, is Lucy with some very upsetting news.
Yeah, it's quite sad. Microsoft has decided to close Lionhead. The developers behind the Fable games. They've recently been working on Fable Legends as well, and also I believe it's Press Play as well, who were working on Project Knoxville. Not sure if you heard about this, but they basically, because they're the developers behind Max, The Curse of the Brotherhood, who, seems to be quite popular amongst Xbox gamers.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it was a good little game, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it came out the 1st December, the console was out, Xbox One, and it came under the radar, but it was free with Games with Gold soon after, and everybody loved it. And yeah, also, is it Press Play? Is that the name?
I believe it is Press.
Danish, isn't it? It's Danish studios.
Yeah. They had a few games, and then they basically put a poll up for people to decide between 3 games on which one to make next, and it was codenamed Project Knoxville, and they were having quite a few. They were streaming on Twitch like the development in progress, and it looked like it was going underway and progressing nicely. But yeah, they shut both of those developers down. Lionhead had been with Microsoft for quite some time, led by Peter Molyneux, all the way back in the first Fable games and Black and White, and Press Play were acquired, I think, in 2012, so it's only been about 4 years, or even less, since they've been with Microsoft. But yeah, it's a shame.
We don't know if this is like talent consolidation as well, though. If they've got all these people working on different things, they might go, well, these guys are the talented ones out of this group, we want them to be working on something.
Yeah, they'll probably relocate them.
Exactly. It's not as if all these people may lose their jobs, and it's expensive to have studios in other countries as well.
Yeah.
I think there is that's probably part of it, because it wasn't just like we're shutting Lionhead. They were like, we are talking to staff. Like if you could read between the lines and say, well, maybe they are taking some of their lead developers or whatnot and ideas makers, and maybe moving them somewhere else within. It's
just astonishing that they're completely seizing development on Fable Legends. I mean, that game's been in beta for probably 10 years by now, but it's been in beta for a long time, and you'd imagine that it's close to being finished, so just release it. I mean, they're probably going to go free to play with it anyway, so, I don't know. Strange.
Well, I mean, I recently just got into the beta, which is makes this news even stranger. That it's just we're done with it. I think the plan was to release it as free to play, but I don't think it was ready. I mean, it wasn't bad from what I played. It just wasn't Fable-y enough for me.
The interest just wasn't there from the beginning.
And B, the gameplay it didn't seem balanced, especially playing with the AI, because I didn't find people to play with it. It didn't feel right. I mean, obviously that's the AI, and that's what the beta's for, is to improve that. But we got to the first boss and it just wrecked us, and it was like, well, that wasn't fun. You know, I like a challenge. It's why I play Dark Souls. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy a challenge. It's not that the challenge is hard and stuff. It was just unfair because I'm the only one who's going around doing strategy while the AI just die. And for me to get round there to save them, then swarmed by monsters, it's just unfair. Is not fun. But it is very sad news. I mean, Lionhead Studios, like you say, Black and White, great games. Fable 2, one of my favourite games ever, I think, at this point. Fable 3, although let down, was still quite an impressive feat. And Fable obviously sparked, it was one of the best exclusives Xbox had back in the day. So it's upsetting.
See the thing though, right? So it's all come down to Fable Legends, of course.
Yes.
Who are you all in the beta?
I am in the beta.
I was in
Fable
the
Legends.
beta, but I never tried it because, as I say, my interest just wasn't there. Like I imagine most people's wasn't.
Well, I'm the same. I'm in the beta. Never tried it.
Yeah, same.
Scott?
I tried it, like I said, and I got up to this white room. There's not much I can really. I don't know. I'm still under an NDA, even though the game's shut down, so I can't say too much. It's just. It's annoying because it's like I can see the potential. The game looked beautiful, and it's it has been in development forever. It was meant to target last year as a launch, so obviously it was going to come this year at some point, and it's just upsetting that even if then again, if they close the studio, I mean, who's going to support the game? So
it was telling in their spring showcase thing when there wasn't one mention of Fable Legends at all, so it was quite telling from them.
And they did remove a lot of logos from their website about other studios and things like that as well. So,
but a lot of them are working on HoloLens, I think. So I think they'll all be consolidated under one umbrella. So I imagine that's what's happening with them. But who knows?
You know, no one wants to see people lose their jobs.
No, of course not. Especially not in this industry. It's brutal.
But there is some fantastic talent. I mean, they're they've got the Coalition, for example, right? So you've got all these amazing sound and design and programmers and everything else there. And you could just go at that, well, Gears is coming out at the end of the year. Let's just fire some of these staff across to polish that game to an absolute mass or add sound effects that weren't there. You know, I'm sure they will utilise the uttermost talented of these people. And if that means if we've lost Fable Legends, but gained additional talent to other projects, I personally don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
But I'm not a business person that knows what's happening at Microsoft, of course.
No, of course. This is just the outside looking in, really.
Yeah, exactly correct. Yeah. So,
and that Project Knoxville looked promising as well, because it was basically going to be like a battle royale game, like a TV show. Everyone's put on the same island and they have to kill each other, so... that looked quite promising. So I'm more gutted about that than Fable Legends, to be honest. So yeah, it's a shame.
Well, who knows? Like Ross says, we might see it come to fruition because obviously Microsoft earns that, right? If they earn Press Play, they earn that.
I imagine so, yeah. But that was very early in development, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just canned entirely. So
who knows? Who knows? It might end up as a Halo Battle Royale.
Maybe.
But speaking of the Coalition, Ross, I believe you have a good, interesting news story this week.
Yeah, so we know who the characters are.
Finally!
So, I never wrote it down, but basically it's Marcus Phoenix's son.
JD Phoenix, yes.
Okay. So he is going to be playing Marcus Phoenix's son. The whole game's set over one night.
Oh,
which is
interesting.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Really like it, really like it.
It's a new enemy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they've defected from whatever the government. I don't think it's a COG at that point, but it could
There
be.
is the COG, but there's also outside factions, and they're with the outside faction at the start of the game.
Yeah, right, okay. But basically, they've defected from it, and it's about them dealing with a new threat on the planet. But, there's some interesting new mechanics. Wind's going to play a big part of it, because there's huge storms at the time, to the point where bullets can drift.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Yep. Secondary, there's now a knife attachment, which, if you notice, the guns that they're using don't have the chainsaw on the front.
No.
I'm assuming you will get that at one point.
There has to be someone. Although saying that, there is an in-universe explanation for that, because I don't know if you saw later on in the article, it mentioned how they have basically repurposed engineering tools as weapons, which is like Dead Space, which I'm all for, because the original Dead Space, where you're using plasma cutters as weapons, that was so cool.
You got to have the Lancer, though.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a staple. So, undoubtedly, we will see a Lancer at some point. And if we don't, you done fucked it up.
Well, I think, the fact that it's only 20 years after, you're going to see, that Carmine's moved up and taken over the planet and is now the governor of everything.
Probably.
Phoenix is retired, and I think the rest of them, I don't know what they'll be up to. They'll be.
What if the reason he went AWOL is because he killed Carmine?
No.
Oh. I'm just annoyed that he lived. They should have killed them all off.
I think I've mentioned this story before, but did you know I had a cat called Carmine?
Ross, you didn't kill it, did you?
No, I didn't, no.
Oh, thank God.
But I let my boy name a cat, and he called it Carmine.
Cool.
It was, run out of lives pretty quickly.
But anyway, I don't want to spoil too much in the article and what things are coming out. I don't want to give too much away the story from what I've read so far. But you do have the knife mechanic now, so you can take people out from behind cover.
Sounds pretty interesting.
But yeah,
so you imagine there will be stealth parts in it.
We'll see. You took the word out of my mouth there. I think there's going to be a little bit of stealth going on in here.
Yeah.
Just to add something a little bit more to it. But the imagery that they're showing looks absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So
yeah, this is from the Game Informer cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of sort of other images floating about Reddit and interviews with the cast who's playing them. Scott, you tell me who's playing Phoenix.
JD Phoenix is, I can't remember his name, but it's the guy from Spartacus.
He's got a really distinctive voice.
He's also Weather Wizard in The Flash.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he's awesome. I really enjoy him. I enjoyed him especially in Spartacus, which is funny because we were talking about Spartacus not but a couple of weeks ago, so
yeah,
that's cool. I do know that Laura Bailey is playing the female, but I can't remember her character's name, which is great reporting here, and I don't know who's playing Dell.
Well, I would love to turn around and say, I can tell you all the answers to this, but I didn't really read much. I just sort of looked at the pictures and drooled. Everyone knows how much of a Gears fan I am and my wife is, and I just can't wait for this game to be released. And I do have faith for them to turn it because of the good job that they've done in the remaster of Gears 1.
Yeah, and that means we get better access, so we'll be definitely excited to get into that now, especially with all these new mechanics being announced. And like the thing is, I saw a couple of people complain like, "Oh no, weather effects in Gears." It's like the Gears of War has always dealt with what humanity's doing to Serra.
Yeah,
Serra is the planet, right?
Yes, Serra is the planet.
Yeah. Like with the light mass bomb causing the emulsion, and then that creates a new threat, and so naturally the end of Gears of War 3 having an impact in this story makes sense. It's cool.
Yeah,
and especially if they can get the weather system to actually be not scripted, if you get that makes sense. It just happens, and you end up with this storm, and then you're having to take cover from the new monsters that do
dynamic
stuff.
weather. Yeah,
it's really cool. And the one thing I did read was the fact that what they did with the Ross, the enemies of Gears of War. I can't even remember the names.
What?
The just main enemy, the locusts, and that. What were they called?
The locust.
Oh, is that it? Yeah. Well, the locust, what they did with the locust body, might have something to do with what the enemies are in this. Just mass graves and stuff caused this enemy to come forward with something.
The enemies do look very humanoid again, but I take it that's because of the multiplayer component. Is that they sort of need them to be humanoid. There is always obviously variations on that, but everything seems to be able to stand on two legs and things. But the weather, I think, as well, if you remember the E3 demo, seemed to play a part with set pieces. So
that's very true. Yeah, I mean, the E3 demo had that massive tornado-y thing in it.
Exactly correct. And
which now makes
cars across and
with this thing makes more sense now, which is cool, and I'm so hyped for it now.
Yeah, it really does look good. Like
it's so weird that they've left it till now to reveal it, but I think we're going to go into an E3 this year it's going to pack a lot of punches.
Yeah,
and lancers, hopefully. Yeah, and as for myself, my big news story of the week is the Ghostbusters trailer.
What trailer?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, I think you said the Christbusters.
The Christbusters?
Do you understand why I sort of reacted the way I did?
Yeah, it was like, interesting. Although,
completely different film, that.
Coming soon, an Out of Lives original, Christbusters, starring Russ Miller. Yeah? No? Can we agree like that?
It's about busting crosses. That's quite offensive, isn't it?
We're not one for controversy here.
No.
Well, so we'll move on from that. But yes, you did see the Ghostbusters 2016 trailer, which has Melissa McCarthy in it. I'm underwhelmed, guys, but I am not writing this movie off just yet. Like, I could see the potential in it. So I loved Kristen Wiig in the trailer. That was awesome. And Kate McKinnon, really enjoyed her. I love how the one bit they showed of Chris Hemsworth, he was possessed, which is like, yeah, cool. That's nice.
Was he?
At least that's what I took from it.
Oh,
if not, then it was a really bad
swaggering in. I thought that's just how he walks.
Yeah, that's how he enters every room.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Hemsworth here. I like the CG personally. I love the practical effects on those proton packs. Oh, that was so cool. Which is probably, like, even if the movie sucks, like, the set design, like, the actual costume design and stuff, pretty solid. Pretty solid all around. Like, they did a good job with that. So I'll pass it over to Lucy. What did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was alright. I mean, I'm never going to see it. Not because I think it's going to be bad or anything, it's just because I don't particularly want to see it. I only go to the cinema a few times a year, and that won't be for Ghostbusters. But, you know, I do hope it goes well. I mean, no one wants to see a movie tank, at least. Most rational people don't want to see a movie tank. I mean... Unless it's
Pixels.
Unless it's Pixels, yes, because that's against everything we stand for. But, you know, you don't want to see it tank, but these actresses are in, like, the height of their career. They could afford it to tank. I mean, I don't think they'd care, but just all the bad press that's been going on, like, around this movie and all the misogyny and everything, you know, I'd like it to do well. I mean, if you don't like the movie because it looks crap, fair enough, but if there's some people who just think, oh, it's going to be crap because there's women in it, and it's like that's such an archaic way of thinking. I mean, I haven't seen Bridesmaids, but everyone, you know, raves about that film. So.
Bridesmaids is genuinely brilliant.
Yeah,
it's
so
probably
it's
the
like
first
that,
and last movie I like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, not many people seem to like her. I don't think I've ever seen anything she's been in anyway, but, you know, I hope it does well. I hope it's funny like that, but, yeah. Not really got major thoughts about it. Just hope it does well, just to shut people up, basically.
I hope it does well too, mainly because, like, look, you have the, like, this is a great point that some people just point out, say, look, if you want Ghostbusters, you have Ghostbusters. There's nothing stopping you putting in the 30th anniversary
that is very
on
true.
Blu-ray into your Xbox or whatever. Like, Ghostbusters 2 isn't as good as Ghostbusters. Like, Ghostbusters 2 isn't that great. I'm sorry, people. It's just not.
I hate you.
It's not. Ghostbusters 2 is nowhere near as good as Ghostbusters.
Well, see, the thing is like, what you've got to remember is my age. Ghostbusters 2 was
true.
out when I was alive, essentially, whereas Ghostbusters wasn't. But, like, I remember that movie being out and the hype about it and everything else when I was a very, very young kid. So, if you are of that age group, you know, you can never take that away from someone.
I wouldn't want to take it away from you. I mean, like, that's how it is. It's like, there's still people who like the Star Wars prequels because... And this is the same with me and Revenge of the Sith. It's like, when I saw that, I was the right age to see that, and that was, like, my Star Wars. Admittedly, Empire Strikes Back is probably one of the best films ever made, so, you know, that's what Empire has.
But yeah,
Which
you're
is good.
right. It doesn't detract from
No.
the fact that you love these films. It's like I saw Jurassic World. It's probably one of the worst films I've seen in the last 10 years. But
Don't do this to me.
Jurassic Park, the original, is still one of my favourite
Jurassic
movies
World's
of all
amazing.
time. So.
So,
The jury's out on that one, but even so, like, it still doesn't mean that, I hate Jurassic Park, how could you do this to Jurassic Park? And it's like,
Yeah.
whatever, it sold gangbusters, it sold like billions, who cares? Great for them, great for Chris
the
Pratt,
only
great for
way
whoever
it
else
could
was in it.
possibly be that is if they go back in time, kill the original Ghostbusters, and be like, screw it, we're the ones who stopped the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Then I'd be like, no, fuck you, Sony.
Yeah.
No. Like, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. I mean, like if we want to talk about reboots, let's talk about Evil Dead. Nah, I'd beat that horse enough. I'm excited for the prospect of it, and like I said, I love 2 out of the 4. Mainly because this is the first. Like, I know there are all of them are pretty much SNL alumni, and they're pretty good on SNL. So you know, I'm hopeful. I want to be hopeful for this movie because there's some stuff I saw in it that I really loved. Although the ending was not funny, where she's just slapping the ghost out of Melissa McCarthy.
No, that wasn't that good.
I'm like, oh, please tell me this isn't what the movie is. Please
The only
don't
bit
do
that really had me laughing was when she was behind the bookshelf, was it? And she put on the hat or something.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. That was a great
funny.
moment.
But
Is it the hat? The hat's too much. Is it her or the hat? I was like, yeah, that's actually funny. Also, I actually really like the slam bit at the beginning. I don't know why. I should have been expecting it.
it's
It's
just throwing
Ghostbusters.
up on her.
it's like cool. I don't know. I want to be hopeful for it. So moving on from Ghostbusters to a planet far, far away, but maybe not, but probably is. No Man's Sky has a release date.
It's
About time. It's about time. After many delays, it will hit the UK on
Haven't
June
technically been delayed
24th.
though.
True.
They just never announced the release date for it.
And it also restarted development because obviously they lost everything in that flood. You know,
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So, but yeah, 24th of June is when No Man's Sky will land, launch, and set off into the universe. I'm trying to be clever with my words here, and it's just really not working.
No, you're doing
But yeah, 24th of June. I'm very excited for this because this is just after E3, so I will have something to play during after E3. Like, I go away for holiday while E3 is happening, which I'm still going to try and watch and try and contribute to. And then I come back and I get to play No Man's Sky. It's going to be a great freaking summer.
Happy days.
And I'm really glad I bought a PS4 now, which I have not turned on in a long while. I actually do need to download Brothos. But I'm very excited for this news. And in addition to this, a lot of press outlets got previews up of the game. They only got 30 minutes with it. But from when we got... everything's positive. I'm not seeing a bad word about it right now. You might have seen something different. But there's a lot more to do in the game. We knew there's kind of terraforming that you had to do in the game, but that's kind of been expanded on. It's how you upgrade and stuff. That's cool. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of wildlife and planets and stuff. And I think the best thing that I saw from these write-ups is that you have to do stuff with the planet and engage with NPCs to learn languages. Now, that sounds really cool to me. Like, so the more you talk to these NPCs speaking a foreign language, like an alien language, the more and more you understand it, and then you learn that language.
Yeah, it's sort of
But
like
then you'll come... It's so cool!
Rise of the Tomb Raider mechanic, isn't it? Like, you go
Yes.
around, find these monoliths and
then you were able to understand it.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it's more so than that because you're actually interacting with real beings, and I'm like, that's such a cool thing, especially, like, if you could go and talk to someone... Like, there's, like, a trader, and he's like, he speaks that language, but then you don't understand it. But if you're able to understand that language, you can get a better deal. Like, that stuff's so cool to me.
That is a really good mechanic, yeah.
So, yeah, at least that's from what one of the write-ups I read. That's kind of what it hinted at. It didn't go to that degree, obviously, but if that's what they're planning with that, which it sounds like they are, because why would you have a system in place where you can try and understand a language, if not to get benefits from understanding that language? I don't know. I'm really excited for this game. I had my doubts about it, and I've said my doubts on the podcast, but from all these previews, what we've been seeing, I'm still can't wrap my head around the massive universe that they've got going, and then that there's something at the centre of it. I mean, even in the latest video I saw with GameSpot, I think it was, he's like, I don't think many people are going to, like, the lead developer was like, I don't think many people are going to go and play the game like that, which is interesting. Like, you have this game which can be played so many different ways. I'm very excited for No Man's Sky now, and I'll pass it on to you, Ross.
What?
What do you think?
Of what?
The release date, No Man's Sky?
I'm not bothered about this game. I keep on going on about it. That's
Ross,
why I've just stayed quiet.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one, to be honest.
Like, I just don't know. I understand. I am in awe of the technical achievement of it.
Yeah, certainly.
The actual game itself, though, just does not appeal to me.
That's the thing. I think people already have low expectations of this. Not because they don't think, it's going to be a good game, but because everyone was hyping up in their own heads what this could be. Everyone's saying, like, oh, this is like what I've wanted to do since my childhood. Explore millions of planets and this and that. But I think as we've gone on longer without actually knowing what it is, people's expectations have tempered, and now it's at an all-time low, because they're thinking there's no way this game can live up to my high expectation that I, unfairly set for it. So I think, I don't know, I mean, there's not going to be, I really don't think there's going to be much to hold people and get them invested in it for a long time. I mean, there's 18 squillion planets, so for someone like me who doesn't like multiplayer, and the chances of, running into another player slim to none, that sounds great, but what's going to make me stay there? I mean, once I've found the 100th planet and named this animal, probably, something to do with a penis or something, after I've done that, what else is there for me to do? Apart from get to the centre of the universe.
You can become part of my all-universe fleet of Imperial starships.
Can you, though?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
That's the thing, it's like, we need to know what's going to go on in this game,
true.
what the mechanics are.
Everyone tweet at Hello Games and see if we can have the all-universe fleet in No Man's Sky, and we will be the scourge. It'll be like EVE Online. We'll destroy everyone in our way. It'll be awesome. Because you can destroy planets. Like, there is destructibility in the game.
But no one's going to know about it. Because no one will be able to get there anyway. Because there's 18 squillion planets.
Well, if they go to youtube.com/outovlivespod or Out of Lives...
But they could do the same thing, so it's not going to be anything novel. I just don't understand the unique gameplay hook of this.
Lucy, do you want to be on this all-universe ship or not?
Yes, I do. Sorry.
There you go.
I'll stay at home.
That's fine. You can wait for Gears of War to come out.
Well, see, the thing is, I'll probably buy it. That's the thing, because I want to buy it. As I said, I'm in awe technically of it.
Oh yeah,
but I just
massive feat.
There's nothing yet that is grabbed me and went like that. Oh, you need to buy this game, and I want them to change my mind.
I feel like it could be the next Minecraft.
It'll be interesting to see how it does. Because
maybe not on the level of Minecraft.
Because there's nothing stopping them from adding things into the game, but it's just a question of whether people are still interested in it to warrant those, those updates and stuff like that. But I'm just interested to see how it does. I hope it does well, because for Hello Games that would be amazing to go from Joe Danger to, as he says, something that could possibly be like Minecraft.
I would be more interested in the new Joe Danger.
How do you know? There might be a planet where Joe Danger lives. I doubt it. I mean, if that exists, that'll be awesome and really cool. But I doubt it. I don't know. I wonder if you can find Earth. I'm so excited by this game. The possibilities are endless. I
hope it's as good as everyone imagines it will be.
I don't want to be let down, but I also just really want a spaceship.
It'll be interesting.
You might as well just go on out of the crossfire, because they're basically blowing anyone who works for Hello Games these dick.
Well, there you have it, folks. Listen to Out of Crossfire, where there's a lot of blowjobs. See, we stick to porn, but they specialise in blowjobs. So.
Only when Sophia's here.
That's true. That is true. Just before we move on from No Man's Sky, there was an interview with Sean Murray. Thank you for mentioning his name, Lucy. So I remember. Yeah, he did get asked about PlayStation VR, and he didn't confirm anything, but he seemed really positive about the idea. So maybe they're not. Do you know what? To be fair, it is coming out around E3. I think at E3 they're going to announce... Do you know what? Here I go. Here's my first prediction for E3. E3 2016, No Man's Sky has this nice little 5-10 minute demonstration because obviously the game comes out the following week or week after. At the end of it, they announce PlayStation VR launches with No Man's Sky. As a VR thing.
Full
As a VR
2016.
thing. Yeah. Like, there'll be a VR version. Like, if you have No Man's Sky now, it'll work with... You know what I mean? Like, you get what I mean with that, yeah. Well, I hope that's the case anyway, because that'd be, like... That would seriously make me consider buying PlayStation VR. Like, hand down.
You see, that's why... Because, I mean, if No Man's Sky is a disappointment, hopefully it's not, but if it's a disappointment, everyone seems to be, thinking that PlayStation VR will launch with No Man's Sky. What if No Man's Sky isn't that good? Do they have another,
they have
system seller for the VR? Riggs, yeah?
Riggs is looking
But that's
really
the thing,
promising.
You haven't heard, there's not been much press and marketing around Riggs as there has been for No Man's Sky. That's why.
That's very true.
I would have thought No Man's Sky would have been the best bet. I'd just delay No Man's Sky until PlayStation VR comes out. If there is a VR port, I'd just delay No Man's Sky, wait until VR comes out, and put them both out at the same time. Because we've never got another release date for No Man's Sky until now anyway, so...
that's true.
Wouldn't have
I
hurt.
don't know, I feel like maybe letting players experience No Man's Sky and then be like, okay, you've experienced it like this, now experience it with VR. And then
I wonder if no one wants
like,
to play it by then, though. I'm just like, yeah, I've got to the centre of the universe. I've done all that I can do.
Someone's walking the plank.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays
It will
out.
be. It'll be. I think,
definitely.
Like Ross says, I think we're all rooting for it to do well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because that's a cool game. I can't wait till it comes to Xbox, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will at some point.
Yeah.
Because it's coming to PC, so...
Yeah.
Ross.
Yo.
Any other news this week?
Yeah, there was a bit of a shocking attack on a professional video games journalist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Basically, this guy called The Boss went on to the popular wrestling podcast Out of Nowhere and attacked Simon Miller from the get-go.
Is he okay?
I think so, because it was done 400 miles away from each other, and it was all verbal attacks. But
okay. So his feelings might be hurt.
His feelings might be hurt, yeah. At one point he told him that he should leave his jobs in video games journalism and become a professional swimmer.
That seems like an oddly specific thing to say.
But anyway, although I can't be on the podcast next week, I have managed to ask The Boss if he can come on the podcast in my place.
To explain his actions?
I think so, and maybe he's got to say exactly what's happened. So tune in next week if you want to hear what The Boss has to say to himself, and check out of Nowhere podcast on YouTube or anywhere else to listen to what happened when he interviewed or attacked, Simon Miller from Video Gamer.
Awesome. So that's the download for this week. And so The Division came out. And one of us has played it. Wait, Lucy, have you played it?
No.
Okay, yeah. Then one of us has played it. The other two, Kevin, Dave, are probably currently playing it. So, Ross, please.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's really good.
That's good
really,
to know.
really, really good. And I think a lot of people would have thought I'd put it down as being my highlight of the week. But it might be my highlight of the week next week. I've only had one night to play it. And because of podcasting, I'm losing my second night to play it. You bunch of... No, basically, it's a great cover-based shooter, so I'm going to like it, first of all. Secondly, the world is amazing. They've replicated this amazing world. And although there is a lot of walking between things and doing that, but I never felt bored the whole time I played it last night. The missions are hard. That's one thing I will say. You really have to coordinate. But the way that it scales it up, so I done a mission myself last night with just one of us, just myself.
Yeah.
It was hard, but it was okay. And then
it was
we done
manageable.
then we done it with four of us. It was the same mission, the same type of enemy I was facing.
Yeah.
But it was like 4 or 5 times more enemies. So whereas you maybe have 2 elite enemies that you have to take out, if there's 4 of you, there's maybe 8, 9 or 10 of
And
these
are
enemies
the
to take out.
enemies the same strength? Like, are we talking like a Borderlands situation where, yeah, you don't get as much, like more enemies, you just get stronger enemies?
Yeah, so there is like different classes of enemies which you can identify with the colour above their head. They have basically taken the old RPG mechanic and brought it out into a cover-based shooter, modern day. And the lore of it is fantastic. The audio tapes you listen to, the video clips that you watch. So you can maybe find a security camera and you can tune in to what / recordings were.
So,
and you'll see,
recordings.
for example, there was a subway mission. This is very early on in the game, so it isn't really spoilers. But there's a subway mission.
Is this what was shown in the trailer?
I know, but this is a recording of a video.
Okay.
And you see there's bodies lying about and they look pretty messed up and you don't know why. You later see a video and you see these people running through the subway getting chased down by an absolute mob and they just kick the living hell out of them.
Oh, fuck.
But you know, there is you notice things in game and then it explains it through the lore of picking up things and doing things. It seems great. I don't know, I've deliberately avoided spoilers, but I just want to see what the end game is.
Like, is obviously you haven't seen spoilers or anything, but like, is there an end game? Because I know prior to release, some Redditors got their hands on the game and did a data mine and revealed that there's only 26 missions in the game. Like, are you feeling like there is longevity to the game right now? I mean, obviously you're only very early into the game.
Yeah, well, a bit like Destiny or Borderlands, you know, like you can redo parts of it. So if I've been doing a mission standard, Kev comes in tonight and he's not done it, I may redo it, but on hard.
Yeah.
For example, and it's harder enemies or more enemies.
And is there that loot based drops like we see in Borderlands, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's drops throughout the planet, and then you're usually rewarded with a drop at the end, depending on the difficulty. But you know, with the customization and that, what the facial customization's rubbish. You get about 6 faces, but the actual customization of your character is phenomenal. You have different wings of your base, which as you do missions you can expand on, which in turn give you perks that you can apply. And this is totally interchangeable mid-game. So I could be running as a sort of medic, helping my teammates out. We decipher we don't need that for that round. I'll change to heavy gunner, you know, and be throwing ammo down for my teammates and things.
Like mid-combat.
Mid-combat, I could do that.
See, that's I think where like the Division can shine, is like, okay, look, we don't have this, let's respec to this while I cover you or something like that. Now that's like emergent gameplay is cool. Oh god, I just used a PR term. Oh.
And there's no class, so you don't set a class at the beginning of it or anything like that. You literally do play it the way you want to play it. You're just sort of nudged along to say this is your level, this is what you can do at that level, and it's great. I've not even walked into the Dark Zone, the online player versus player section yet, but I have played that in the beta, so I know what to expect.
Right. Let's hope Dave or Kev doesn't double cross you or myself if I end up playing the game.
But Ed, so everyone knows it's a Ubisoft game, so do you want to know what bugs I've encountered so far?
Oh, yeah, let's go with this.
Okay, so first of all, I shot a guy through a bit of tarpaulin, and he just started floating through it. Tarpaulin, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, there was like 2 dead bodies, so it's stuck halfway through a bit of tarpaulin, and they merged together into one sort of.
It's great.
Just say tarp.
Right, tarp. But basically, yeah, they merged through it and turned into some sort of thing creature.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Secondly, I was playing with Captain News himself, Dave Wyatt, last night, and he bent down to get into a crouch, and it sort of glitched out. Oh. And although he could see all the walking animations, no one else could. So he spent the rest of the mission floating round the whole mission. Just, if anyone has seen the Jamiroquai video where he's in a room and he sort of slides about, it's exactly like that. I think I'm going to post this on YouTube actually, so people can check it out, because it is pretty damn funny.
It is admittedly a good watch.
And I fell through the floor, and it was up to my waist running through the floor.
Interesting. I mean, was it Fraser who posted, and we saw him had fallen through the entire map, and you could see the whole city? I've seen that somewhere. I think someone posted it, and I saw that, and I was like, huh. That doesn't seem.
But you know
right.
something? The
Yeah.
bugs do not bother me because the game's that good.
That's good. I mean, as long as it's not game breaking. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want a game breaking, but like the little crouch animation bug that can be fixed in a hot fix, no problem. Like, I assume that's just something simple. Or Dave's just a fucking idiot and broke his game. Like, either one could be right.
See, the thing is, the scenario of how it happened was he was crouching down to open a chest, right? Basically, there's chests about the area.
Yes.
With loot in them. And he was crouching down, and someone done it at exactly the same time and sort of pushed his character out the way. So he was just stuck in the animation loop, and I think that's why. Like, he couldn't get itself out of it, but it was, for all of the rest of us playing, it was hilarious. Bugs like that you do not mind because they're funny, and it doesn't interfere with gameplay, because in his screen, everything was normal. It was just the rest of us, we were just killing ourselves laughing, watching this guy slide down the stairs without touching them.
So, like, you've played Dark Zone in the beta, and this is like probably the thing I still understand least, because I never got to it in the beta. Like,
okay.
Do you, like, if you, Kev, and Dave went into the Dark Zone, is it fighting other people?
It can be.
Or is there, like, NPCs that you have to fight and do certain missions? There
is NPCs. The area is essentially, although in the main New York you'll never have more than 4, like your fire team, and there's other people trying to do either what you're doing or, looking after themselves. But the important thing to remember is that's where the best loot is. And if you basically pick something up, it's not yours straight away.
Right.
You have to get it out the Dark Zone.
Okay.
And when you get it, because it's supposedly contaminated or some illogical reason like that, but basically you get a yellow bag on your back, and that makes you essentially a target to show that you've got loot. To
clever.
escape something, or to get something out, you have to call in a helicopter airlift. And to do that, you shoot a flare, which attracts the helicopter in a certain area of the maps. There's a few of them about there. But as soon as you do that, every player in the area is alerted to the fact that you are extracting loot.
Oh. So that's where, like, the team element comes in. It's like, quick, we need to defend each other to get out with our loot and stuff.
Yeah. But also there's other people who will be coming and saying, there's a loot drop, I can go and get my stuff out. So it's the most tense I've ever felt in an online game. So like
other players can use your helicopter and stuff.
Yeah, everyone can use your helicopter. What you do, a loot drop, and it can go swimmingly. Everyone just goes up, drops the loops on, it shoots off, and everyone's fine. But all you need is for one person to go.
To just fuck you over and bang, 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 bang,
bang. And it's chaos.
Is there anything stopping people just, like, camping in the Dark Zone, just picking people off whenever they spawn in there?
So you can go rogue. If you shoot or injure another human player, you become a rogue agent, which immediately marks you on the map.
Is there missions to hunt down rogue agents by any chance?
There is missions to hunt down the people who are rogue agents.
I love it.
But also, the rogue agents are the people, if they can stay rogue for a certain amount of time, it will wear off. But they also get a huge bonus if they can survive that long or killing other people as when rogue. But there is something amazing. I was playing with my friend Liam, and I think I might have mentioned this before in the beta. And what we didn't realise is when you're rogue, when you're in the vicinity of someone, they can hear you. As in your party chat.
So if you're rogue, you can hear other people's party chats?
No. If you're not rogue and you're near the rogue people, you can hear the party chat.
Oh my.
Okay, so if they're coordinating on how to escape or something like that, you can hear them.
You can hear them. So we heard a guy basically saying, well, I'll hide in this corner, you hide there. They won't see us, we'll run in and we'll just blast them and take them up the stairs.
Wait, so these were 2 rogue players then?
Yeah. So I just said to Liam, I was just like, right, you take him on the left, I'll take him on the right. We'll both throw a grenade up and then go in all guns blazing. And of course, they did not have a clue.
Because they couldn't hear you. Oh, that sounds so cool.
You could just switch your party chat off, or there must be something in the settings where you can just switch that off. Surely.
I don't know. I've not looked into it enough, but it's a great feature.
They shouldn't change that. I like that because then you have the even stronger element of that. I love it. I love that kind of stuff. It's cool.
I'm sure you'd have issues with privacy and something like that if you couldn't opt out of that, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like when you start it, that's the default setting, but there must be a way to switch it off.
But I hope people don't switch it off because, you know, like, it means you've got to watch what you're saying when you're rogue. You know, that way, like, you know, it just adds another dimension to the game that is, you know, an exciting part. As I said, the waiting for that helicopter and then putting stuff on and then waiting for it to leave is some of the most tense moments. Like, I'm saying to someone, well, you watch them two guys on the left and I'll watch these two guys on the right here. And if one of them takes a shot, we'll just try and take them out as quickly as we can. You know, you're expecting someone to start shooting.
Yeah, it certainly sounds interesting, those sort of mechanics, yeah.
So there was 4 of us in a team, 3 of us that knew each other and 1 random.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 of us went down, we got really, really good loot, we were going to go and extract. We all left the party and killed the random that had joined us and took his loot.
Nice.
But that made us rogue. And we held out for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And it's as I said, some of the tense, most fun gaming I've had in a while.
So you're basically screwed unless you don't have a squad when you go into the dark zone.
Not necessarily. You can matchmake and you can go with people, and it works really well. And
but then they'd be paired up with dicks like you, just shoot them right at the end.
Well, see, the thing is, it's like I really want to go and do that and have a moment to play it myself to see. It'll be even more tense in that situation.
I loved it, yeah. I mean, it would be like a real-life apocalypse in that sense. Like, you team up with these people. Yeah, you're teaming up with people, but you never know if they're going to shoot you in the back and eat you alive.
That sounds like my nightmare, because everyone on the internet is a prick. So.
Especially that boss guy. I'd shoot you.
I'd shoot myself. Just end
being
it.
pragmatic as ever.
Done.
Just fucking end it.
But you know something? I knew I would love this game the moment I seen the Take Back New York trailer at E3. The one where there was no one in it. You know, that way at the beginning? And
yeah.
I'm sure if I see it, I'll remember it, but off bit.
Yeah. It's just all about the sounds and everything else. And the world that they've built. Okay, New York's a city by itself. But the world that they've created within New York is fantastic.
Yeah, it looks really detailed. It looks really good.
So at the moment, my opinion is not divided. I'm fully on board with the Division.
Awesome.
Good.
Obviously, we'll probably having some form of review content out very soon.
If you can pry me off the game to make a video, yeah.
Awesome, that's awesome news. So that was Ross with the Division talk, sounding very promising indeed. Hopefully I'll be able to play it at some point, because I kind of selling me on it now, Ross, you bastard. You've done more than Ubisoft's marketing has to convince me, and I won't betray you.
If only someone was sent a review copy that they held in their hand and, you know, didn't actually need. That would just make it so much easier for you.
I know, right? But speaking of review copies, Lucy, what's this week's releases?
Well, I'll just run through them quickly. There's not many major ones this week. Right. Knee Deep. Have any of you heard of that?
No.
Knee Deep?
Yeah.
Seriously, is that what it's called?
Yes, it's called Knee Deep. That's the name
I've
of the
heard
game.
it called Elbow Deep.
I've been elbow deep.
Well, it's not hard for you, though, is it?
Damn it, Ross!
Oh man, I can't carry on after that. Okay, Knee Deep. It's basically this adventure game on PC, episodic adventure game. First 2 episodes are already out. This is the last one, called Boomtown. So, Knee Deep, Boomtown. That doesn't sound too great, does it? Anyway, that's on PC. Colat's on PS4. That's basically a narrative-driven exploration game narrated by Sean Bean. I'm not sure if he dies in that. I don't know.
Sean Bean is narrating it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's been out on PC for a while, but it's coming to PS4.
Does he die in it?
That's the thing. He may well do. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure he does. Action Hank and Assault Android Cactus. Those are both out on PS4 because they lost out to Broforce last week in the Vote to Play poll. You can get those for 30% off. Teslagrad. Have any of you played that? It's
I've got a copy of it.
Oh, have you? Yep. That's on Xbox One, like a puzzle platformer that's based on electromagnetism.
I should have a video up about that by the end of the week.
Cool. Awesome.
Blast and Bunnies is out on PS4, PS Vita, and Xbox One, and 3DS this week. Not sure what that is. I think it's like a wave-based shooter where you just shoot bunnies, I guess. Blues and Bullets, that's basically a noir adventure game. The second episode of that is out on PC. And there's not much else. Cell Damage HD, Magnets on Xbox.
Hey, not much. Cell Damage, man. That was a classic game.
Sorry. Yeah, but it's
it.
just a re-release from like 2001, so...
But still.
Okay, well, that's out on Xbox One. And that's it, really.
Awesome.
I'm just waiting for Hitman. That's all I want this week.
Are you excited for that, Lucy?
I can't wait. Can't wait. Everyone's hyped about Division. I don't care about that. Hitman. Played the beta on PS4. Fantastic.
I'm not going to lie, I did pre-order it.
The Division.
I pre-ordered
the bit.
Hitman stuff.
Yeah, I got the
I can't
special
wait
edition
today.
with the statue.
But I made a stupid mistake, and don't ask me why, but I thought, there's a lot out at the moment. UFC comes out next week, and, I love them games. I've still got the Division to play.
UFC 2, man.
Yeah, exactly, UFC 2. In fact, by the time you listen to this, that'll be on EA Access, 10-hour trial.
Will it? Are we getting 10 hours of it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are they just doing 10 hours flat across the board now, then?
Seems
I think
to be.
so, yeah.
Seems to be, yeah.
I'm going to be playing that. I'm interested.
And I ordered the 11 quid version.
11 quid version?
Of Hitman.
Oh, okay. You didn't go all out.
Not what I figured. I was like, it's just enough. Like, I could buy the full game, and then because I've played the first 2 bits, I might not return to it in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Whereas I believe there's an upgrade pack, so if I buy the 2, the 11 quid, and I love it, I'm not actually paying more. I'll probably not be paying more than what the full release would have been.
Yeah,
so I'm quite happy to have done that. Plus, my wife likes Hitman; she wanted to play it. Yeah. I thought, well, I'll just buy that. So
yeah, I imagine it'll go on sale. Like, it could even go on sale when that Xbox Spring sale starts in like the 20th of March. It could even go on sale by then.
So yeah,
don't blame you. Yeah, March 20th. So don't buy anything on Xbox till then, basically. Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah,
I pre-ordered the special edition of Hitman because, hey, there's only about 2 or 3 big AAA games that I'll buy per year, and I wanted to support them. I like the sound of this episodic model, so just bought.
You like the sound of it?
Yeah, because it's like I don't get a lot of time to play games, so it's like if I can just play one area, do all the challenges like that, and then put it down, wait until the next month, and do it all over again in a new area. I mean, that appeals to me. It's like, I don't have the time to go through like a 30-hour campaign and all in one. So, I like the sound of it.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. So
yeah,
I understand it. I understand it. I mean, Hitman Absolution was great. And I think there might be just a bit too much on my plate right now to even consider Hitman. I mean, I got Mortal Kombat XL that I don't have much time for. Obviously, if I get the Division, that's got time. Obviously, 4 Walls is still about to start shooting, so Hitman I will pick up at some point because I do want to play it because I love Hitman Absolution and I will support the team who made it. Is the same team, right?
Yeah.
It is the Absolution team. Yeah.
See, as a Hitman fan, what do you prefer, Absolution or Blood Money?
That's the thing. I don't know. I've loved I've had Hitman since it was like PS2, like every single one. But this, I think Blood Money, because the one coming out is more like Blood Money because Absolution was like more. It was very gated in the way you could approach things, and there was very set story and everything like that. There weren't too many ways. Well, whether you could kill an enemy in various different ways, but it felt like you were, you were being dragged through it. Yeah, dragged through it, and
that's
having your hand held for it. But this one, it's like you can just do what you want. It's a massive sandbox game. You can do as you please, and all these different challenges saying you can do it this way, do it that way. It's going to be so good. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
See, the thing is, if someone said to me, right, I'm upset, I would have went for Absolution. I know that's quite a controversial choice, but I'm not a huge Hitman fan for that reason. But the reason why is because if someone says, define a moment of Hitman for me, it's an Absolution when they're on the train platform.
Oh, I see that.
You know, and I don't know why, but that just defines what.
Yeah.
You know, you're used to basically our stealth games and everything else. You're not used to that many people, and it's like, how am I going to blend in here? You know, that way it was like it was just a fantastic moment in gaming for me. You know, and it was so different to anything else and what I expected in that game. And it was right near the beginning as well. But there's something so attractive about dressing up as a wrestler and pounding someone's head in, you know.
Couldn't you dress up like a chicken or a squirrel or something stupid like that as well? No, I really loved Absolution. That was like one of my games of the year for like, was it 2011 or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. And you know, I played it last year and it didn't have dated that badly.
No, it's a really pretty game.
I still remember Absolution looking really good.
Yeah, it looked fantastic.
I'm surprised they didn't remaster it for Xbox One and PS4, to be honest. I can see Square Enix doing it.
Yeah.
But, so that wraps us up for about another week, guys. That was awesome. Just before we stop, obviously they have their content plan for Absolution, not Absolution, the new Hitman. But, do we want to see more, do you want to see, after this content cycle's done, do you want to see more of that? Obviously, if the game's good, we're talking if the game's good and stuff. Can they adapt this to go further with it? And
make it like
instead of waiting 2-3 years for a sequel, they can just be like, here, 6 months down the line, here's the next part of this. Would that be something interesting?
I think they could do that for about 2 years until you're thinking, okay, the technology's advanced, we can do more with this, but I don't know. I guess I could.
I think gaming's going that way anyway. We've seen it with year 1 and then year 2 of Destiny. We're seeing it that, you know, the Division game was announced as year 1 Division when they announced their content. So you assume that there's going to be a second year. I think this is the way that gaming is going. And also as more mature people, as the young generation grows up, you know, people my age or, you know, even slightly younger, over the next few years are going to go through the same things as me, that you have to pick what games you have as you don't have the time.
Right,
yep.
And like what Lucy said, you know, this model maybe isn't a bad thing. You know, maybe it is aimed at a more mature market who do not have the time to game, and I think that's why we've seen the success of Telltale Games and Life is Strange, because of its release schedule and everything else. I think this could be the future of gaming.
Preach.
Interesting. But that's another topic for another time. So yes, this was episode 53 of the Outer Lives podcast, and as always, we do have plugs to plug those holes.
Butthole.
Oh,
okay.
That's a thing. So Lucy, Queen of Indies, what do you have to plug?
Just visit my site, indiemarathon.com. I've got all the indie game releases if you want to find out what's coming in the future. Got a few reviews up on there, like SteamWorld Heist for one, that recently went up. So yeah, just come check it out.
And Russ, the Boss Miller?
If you like beer and you like games, check out Tanked Up.
Awesome. Anything else?
Follow me on Twitter at RossM1984, Xbox RossM1984, or the Out of Lives one, which is at Out of Lives Pod.
Awesome. So, just a quick little update before I plug my stuff. JD Phoenix is going to be played by Liam McIntyre. That's who he was. Kate Diaz is going to be played by Laura Bailey. And Delmon Del Walker, unless Del's the nickname, which I'm assuming it is going to be played by Eugene Bride. That's for Gears of War 4. That's the cast and the characters they're playing. But yes, if you want to listen to me talk more crap, go to my YouTube channel, Scott Sedman. It has a video with 25 dislikes to 2 likes. So please enjoy that video. Obviously, you can email the show, podcast@outooflies.net, with any feedback or questions or anything really. Probably not dick pics. Keep that to Twitter and mainly to Ross. Or Dave. Dave likes the occasional dick pic. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Scott794, and we're Out of Lives.
And we're sorry.
You're in tune to Out of Lives. www.outoflives.net.
Can't handle handle the truth.